And welcome back to Socket Hunter's YouTube channel. This is my color swatch binder, and if you got bad nerves, don't look into this. It's a mess. I only need this first swatch sheet because this is for my black box here. That's why it says black on the top there. It's this particular black box and the colors I keep in there. And I just bought two new, so I need to swatch them out. But I have dot sheets and swatches of pretty much everything but colored pencils in here. But I got like printed out Derwent's color sheets with all their informations and stuff. And all the things that follows when you buy sets or you order color charts and stuff. So that is all in here, and in the back are some pages that doesn't fit into pockets. Folded up and hidden there. So it's a mess, but it's a mess that is collected in one place. I bought two new, if you watched the previous video. I bought perylene maroon, which is the color I'm going to examine today, and in this video I'm going to examine both colors, new colors today. So this is the perylene maroon. It's a color I never tried before, so I'm really excited to try this. And I need it on my, wow, where have you been all my life? That is a rich, deep, they call it a violet, but it's, or maroon, but man, it is red. It's like blood red. I can tell we'll be friends. And then I bought a Delft blue, which is like a purplish blue, a reddish blue. Also, other brands, I believe it's called Quinacridone blue. I'm not entirely sure. I'll look it up before I do the next video. So I'll write the details about this on later, because I am gonna do color swatching. I'm gonna see what will this new maroon color do. I probably can't really fit in my palette on the screen, but I'll see what I can do. It's a huge palette and it takes up a lot of room. So, because this is a Horadam color, I will try and mix it with the Horadam colors I do have. And for that, it is actually quite handy. I got my swatch sheet out because I don't use them all that much, so I don't remember which ones I got. The first one I got, though, is a lemon yellow. And you can't see that. I'll move the camera. That's a lemon yellow. Now, the Horadam colors are not necessarily super intense unless you soak them a lot. Those are colors that are good for glazing. And here comes a little bit of that perylene maroon. That gives a very peachy, brownish orange. That would be a good skin color, depending on, and you make it more reddish or more yellowish depending on what you need or want. It's maybe the perylene maroon color wants to take over a little much compared to the yellow, but they mix okay. It's not too bad. So let's try it with deep cadmium yellow. The Horadam colors I had was some that I got on a special sale where you could get like a set of colors for not very much, and it was some traditional watercolorists preferred colors that they had made a sale on. There was also a Payne's Gray and an ivory black, and I passed because I don't use ivory black, and I have plenty of Payne's Grey from other brands. This gives a very golden, that almost looks like a Quinacridone Gold type of color, to be quite honest. It gives a golden orangey yellow. I'll see if I can maybe improve the lighting a little bit. There, I got more light. I got 3 lamps. This is a spotlight. Oh, that flashes it out, so we turn that off. But just a very golden yellow or a dark, rich, orangey red. So I got Alizarin Crimson, and this is one I don't like much in general, and that's because it's fugitive. At some point I'm gonna change this to some other cold red. The color in itself is really lush. I can understand from a color perspective why anybody would like this, but it has only light fast rating 1 out of 4 or 5 stars, and that's not acceptable in my world. And those two kind of they enrich each other a bit, but that maroon wants to take over. It's probably not a mix I would use. So I got a cadmium middle red, that's an orangey red. I believe I have put them in cold warm in this palette, except for the last two. They're kind of a new contribution. Yeah, they just kind of make each other redder, so to speak. In both cases, it just produces a more prominent red than either pigment on alone. So next up should be Prussian Blue. I don't expect this to be a good match with that red, simply because this is so green, so I expect this to turn very gray. Yeah, that's, oh, that could double as a black almost. You get this blackish gray purple. Depends on which color is the most. If there's more blue than the maroon, then it's nearly black, and if there's more maroon, it is a very warm gray color. And I don't expect it to be a lot better with. That's it's just an traditional ultramarine blue, but that should be a little bit better because this is a reddish blue. That gets a color of blood at first, and then it gives a kind of, you get kind of a grayish purple. It's not unattractive. Try and add a little more blue. The thing about ultramarine, in terms of color theory, it's a good color to mix with, but it doesn't have a whole lot of staining power, so you often end up having to use quite a lot of it in mixes. I'm trying to see if I can see. Now we can see better. I'm sorry it flashes out, but it will go away as it dries. You have to mix in a lot of that ultramarine into any kind of mix before it gets any power. Next up, we got yellow ochre, earth tone ochre, yellow color. Expect this to be just a good earthy orange. and that perylene maroon really is a high staining. Has a lot of power in mixes. But yeah, that gave the kind of a golden brown type of color. Can't be more red or more yellow depending on your mix. And we got burnt sienna. That is a reddish brown golden type of thing in its own. And Horadam has this as a mixed color, which I'm not super impressed with. It could be a single pigment color, but they have decided to make it take a what's it called? PR 101, that's a artificial iron oxide, and add black to it. So yeah, and again the perylene takes over a lot. But I'd say the result is very similar to that of yellow ochre, just more red. And then the last one is the other new color I bought. I put the perylene maroon down first, and then I come in with the delft blue. That gives a very dark grayish but nice purpley violet. Made me think of some of the violets that you sometimes see in Chinese art. So that's actually not a bad match. Two strong colors up against each other. Very nice. So that was just the Horadam colors I got for now, but I have plenty other colors. I got lots of Sienna colors in here, so I think I will try and mix them with some of the other things I got. I'm gonna try it with dioxazine violet, and though that's a great match because it is a cold red, so that gives a very good mauve violet. Mixing those two. What else do we have of interesting stuff that could be fun to try? I got up here I got an indigo. Yeah, that could double as a black as well. Probably even better than the Prussian Blue. I got an I have to turn this around before it makes sense. There we go. I got an Indian yellow. It's a very warm yellow. I could imagine this could be good. Yeah. I think yeah, it makes actually quite interesting purples but really the strongest point is making oranges and golden browns. I got a sepia here. It's from Sienna. It's their sepia. It's not as black as I would like it, but I haven't let it soak either, so if it let it sit a little bit, it might give off more pigment. That gives us a very red brown, and that's not surprising because sepia is a warm brown. Usually, sometimes depends on how it's mixed. So try and pull it out a bit to give an idea. I got a Quinacridone Gold from Sienna that could be funny to try. Oh, sorry, this is a Venetian red. Picked the wrong pan. But let's try with Venetian red. Yeah, that just gives a even more lush brownish red. Here's the Quinacridone Gold. So it's kind of next to it. That's a very transparent color. So let's get a good deal of that. And I'll see if I can manage to just get a little bit of that red in here. Yeah, that works great as well. So that is absolutely a color that works best with oranges and red earth tones. And on its own, I think we should look at it just alone. Look at that. That is a beautiful, rich color. I can't think that I have anything that will make a good purple with it, though. This is faded blue mixed with white. It's called Cineros Blue, and it's from Sienna. Nope, it makes a muddy brown. I got the Ultramarine Blue from Core. Try and see if it works better than Horadam's. Pull up a lot of that because even though it's from Core, it is still an ultramarine blue and it's quite transparent. And yep, really good for purple. It is not. It works best with. That's kind of weird because it looks like a cold red to me on first sight, but it has a little bit of a brownish tint, and that might be why it doesn't really work for purples. So I don't think it gives any sense to continue much with that. It was a super interesting color. I'm really looking forward to working some more with it. I could well see myself use that. I like that better than any Alizarin Crimson. I can show you an Alizarin Crimson here. That's a permanent. Oh, that's Quinacridone Magenta. Sorry, it is this one that is permanent Alizarin Crimson. That one That's very close, but not as deep. And here is the just Alizarin Crimson, the real pigment from Sienna, but that's fugitive. And let's let it dry, and then we can end the video. But the oranges, when they dry, they dry brownish, but much more interesting colors than any of the purples you can mix. Most definitely. And when you see backgrounds and stuff like this, that is because of the paper. This is very cheap watercolor paper that I use for swatches. I am not gonna, with the amount of swatching I do, I don't want to pour out a lot of money for the good expensive paper. So I'll turn the camera off for a little bit, and then I'll let it dry and come back and show you the final result. So we are back, and it has dried, and I have written the colors I have mixed this color with, so I can save this as an idea or test sheet or something. I'll try and do this in the future. It's a brownish red, and most of the colors come out kind of rich, but still in a slightly brownish tone. The lemon yellow could potentially be used to make some really interesting skin tones. The deep cadmium yellow gives a color that, if you let the yellow dominate, could remind of a Quinacridone Gold. Mixed with other reds, it just kind of like enriches the red that is already there. A Prussian Blue gives kind of a grayish shadow purple. It's better with the ultramarine, but if you let the red dominate, it looks kind of like leads the thought to dried blood. With the earth tone, the yellowish earth tones, yellow ochre and burnt sienna, you get rich orangey browns. Delft Blue gives a dusty kind of violet, and you get a better violet if you mix it with a dioxazine purple. Indigo gives a blackish, even more blood-like tone if you let the red dominate. Here's the color itself, next to Alizarin Crimson from Horadam and the permanent Alizarin Crimson from Core, and the mistaken Core Magenta. It gives a nice orangey brown if you mix it with Quinacridone Gold. Venetian Red gives also a very deep red mix. With sepia you get a reddish brown, which is not a surprise, as that is sepia is already a reddish brown. A very rich orangey red going towards brown with Indian yellow. Then I tried it with another ultramarine from Core, and it didn't give a better result. And Sienna Blue from Sienna gave a grayish purple. So I'd say it works best if mixed with reds, oranges, and earth tones. The indigo could maybe, I'll have to experiment a little bit more with that. That could maybe be a potential black mix if you let the indigo dominate a lot, and then just add a little bit of the maroon, perylene maroon, and yeah, mixed with reds, it just kind of gives that extra punch to the reds. So I think for now that is what I got to say about this color. I'm looking really forward to working with it some more, and it is definitely a color I could recommend to add to anyone's palette, because it's good at, if you want some really rich browns and reds, to add a little of this, and in itself it is actually quite an attractive color too, and it is a single pigment color as well. So it's a nice mixed color. I like this a lot. I am not sorry for having bought that. So thank you all for watching, and up next is Delft Blue. Thank you. Take care. Bye.